going to go through a few problems, kind of one of each type here. It's on the worksheets. They're all proportions. And the general strategy here is we're going to cross multiply. When you do that, you do one cross equals the other cross. So before I even get to that, I've got this negative sign here outside of the fraction, which definitely can throw some people off. You get to choose where that negative sign goes. Do you want that negative sign to go on the top, or do you want that negative sign to go on the bottom? You can't put it on both, because if you put it on both, then they would cancel out. They would end up being positive, and you want it to be negative. So it doesn't really matter. I'm going to put it here on the top with the B. You might do it the other way, and that's okay. Then you're going to cross multiply. So what I was saying here, one cross, so negative B times 3 is negative 3B equals the other cross, equals 60. That's going to be your general step every time. So a lot of people screw up cross multiplying because they'll go like one cross and then they'll make it a fraction, put the other cross, but that's not how it works. It's always one cross equals the other cross. And then you're trying to solve this. So right now the B is being multiplied by negative 3. Your job is to undo that. So you divide by negative 3. If you know that, or throw it in your calculator or whatever, you get B equals negative 20. And this is the work that I want you to show for each problem. So you write down the problem, show me the steps you're doing, and then circle or put a box around your answer or something. Alright, number 6 gets a little bit more complicated because we got a couple things in this fraction. Again, we got a negative. I get to choose where that goes. In a situation like this where I got one thing on top and two things on the bottom, I want to put the negative with the simpler thing, with the thing on top, because there's only one thing up there. It just makes my life a little bit easier. And then we're going to go one cross equals the other cross. So, when I did this 5 times B plus 4, notice I didn't just do like 5 times the B and then add 4. I did 5 times the whole thing. So that's one of the main goals of this worksheet is can you remember to do distributive property. So it's 5 times this whole package. So then distribute. So 5 times B is 5B. 5 times 4 is 20. We still got this negative 28. And I got the negative 28 because that's what 7 times negative 4 is. And now we got a 2-step equation. Instead of the previous problem, it was just 1 step. So this negative 20 needs to go across the street here. Whenever you're crossing the street, it changes signs. So if it was a positive 20 on this side, it becomes a negative 20 on this side. So then I get 5B equals, and if I combine those two, that's negative 48. And then if I divide by 5 here, this one comes out to, I don't know if they put fractions or decimals on your answers. Check it real quick. So this is number 6, so they did it as a decimal. So that's fine. So if you throw that in your calculator, you get negative 5.6, and then that's your answer. Right, so when you cross multiply, and there's 2 things there, make sure you multiply the number by like the whole chunk, not just part of it. So use parentheses to remind yourself to do distributive property. Number 7, so this is an extra step here. We're going to have I believe, a 3-step equation here. So we're just kind of adding levels to this as we go. So again, I got a negative out in front, and I can choose. So I want that to go on the top or the bottom. I'm always going to throw it to the simpler one. But I'm putting the negative on top. There's only one thing up there. What if I put it on the bottom? There's 2 things, and that just creates more problems. And then again, I'm going to go one cross, remembering I'm multiplying by that whole thing, equals the other cross. So k times negative 4 is negative 4k. So then distribute. So 7 times k is 7k. 7 times negative 9 is negative 63. And then you got equals negative 4k. Now, a couple of ways you could go from here. Some people always want their variables on the left, and some people don't mind. If you always want your variables on the left, it's actually a little tougher in this one. You got to bring this guy over here. Again, when you cross the street, it changes signs. So now you'll have plus 4k plus 7k, so 11k minus 63 equals 0. This is 0 because there's nothing left over there. Then this negative 63 has to cross the street. And again, when we cross the street, we change signs. So 11k equals 63. then you would divide by 11. And I don't know what decimal that comes out to. That comes out to 5.73, it looks like. I think that's actually the harder way to do it. So starting from this 7k minus 63 equals negative 4k. To me, it's easier to take this and move it over here. So it's positive on this side, which means when we cross the street, it's negative. And then if I combine those two, I get negative 11k. And that's just, it's just a step less. So I know a lot of people aren't comfortable with their variables on the right, but it makes it easier sometimes. And then I divide by negative 11, just like I did over there, although it was positive over there, just because of the way we worked the problem. And then I get that 5.73. Alright, then number 18. So now we got like 2 chunks. So you gotta remember there's no negatives here, which is kind of nice. So it's 1 cross, remembering that you're multiplying by the whole chunk, equals the other cross, remembering that you're multiplying by the whole chunk. So we gotta distribute twice. So 4 times n is 4n. 4 times 5 is 20. The other side, 10 times n is 10n. 10 times 8 is 80. Now I got some moving around to do. So again, you kind of got choices. Some people like, I think most people probably like the variables on the left whenever that's possible, and that's reasonable here, so I'm going to do it that way. So I'm going to take this 10n, move it across the street. Well, then it becomes negative 10n. And this 4n was positive, so I can kind of throw a plus there in front to remind myself of that. At the same time, this might be a bit much, I don't know. If it is, let me know, and we'll work through it in person. But I'm going to take this plus 20 and kick it over to this side. And again, it's positive over here, so when I cross the street, it changes signs. And now I'm going to combine what's left on each side. So negative 10n plus 4n. It's like if I had negative 10 bucks and I found 4 bucks. Well, now I'm still 6 bucks in debt. And then negative 80 minus 20 is negative 100. It's like I'm 80 bucks in debt and I lose 20 more, so now I'm 100 bucks in debt. And then I divide by the number in front of the variable. And that's going to be, it probably says like 1.67, but let me just double check here. Oh no, I'm sorry. 16.67. Yeah, that's right. 16.67. And then that's your answer. So there's kind of one of each typed up for you. Your job is to finish the rest. Let me know if I can help. Get after it.